Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a 2018 BMW xDrive 28i, and it's coming up on 100,000 miles. So that's about the time you want to start servicing all of the major fluids in this car, like coolant, transmission fluid, differential fluid, oil. Today we're going to do the transmission fluid. This transmission is the Aisin transmission, and we're going to verify that by removing this intake area here, which consists of a few 10mm bolts. Once we get that out of the way, we'll be able to see the top of the transmission unit and verify which one it is. So we're going to remove the intake and the intake snorkel here so we can look down below and see what we got. We removed the air intake box and snorkel. It's very easy to remove. Two 10mm nuts and a 10mm bolt. That's the 10mm bolt right there. It attaches right there. It's very easy to take out, and got a K&N filter in there. Still seems pretty clean. Got some life. But we can verify right there that is the correct transmission we're looking for. And right over there is the fill port. Now that's a T55. You have to be able to break that free before you move any further. So we're gonna go ahead and get a T55 and break that loose. Alright, we loosened the T55 right there. It was pretty tight, actually. We used a 3/8 drive with a T55 socket and extension. Now you gotta go underneath the vehicle and take the lower splash pan out. Alright, we removed the lower splash pan there. It has a whole bunch of 8mm bolts and a few Phillips head plastic bolts. Now we'll come around down here and show you exactly where we're gonna be working. And it's that area right there, if you can see it. There's a T40 in the middle and then a 17 hex. So we're gonna have to take that T40 out there and drain out everything with the 17 hex as well. Everything's gotta come out. We gotta take the T40 out first. We're down below on the bottom of the transmission. Right here you're gonna have a T40. We'll zoom in, try and get it a little better for you. We've already loosened it, so when you remove that, a little bit of fluid will probably come out. Alright, it's in there a little bit. Let's see. O-ring's a little sticky. But you're going to remove this center one, and a little bit of fluid should come out. Alright, and it is dark. This fluid is definitely dark, and there's an O-ring on here. You can see it, so try not to destroy it, push it back down. But that fluid is dark, and it seems to be low. Your next tool you're going to need is a 17 hex. It's an inside hex, fits in there. It's a 1/2-inch drive, so we'll break that free and see how much fluid we get out. Alright, we loosened it. It wasn't super tight, but you're going to have to use a 1/2-inch drive for it, most likely. And there it comes. That fluid is dark, and it smells disgusting. So we're going to let it drain out, and we'll inspect the fluid here in a second. Alright, it's basically done dripping. You're going to take this piece here, thread it back in there. You just clean it off. You can reuse the O-ring as long as it's not damaged. Thread it back in and tighten it down to spec. And then take the smaller plug that you have and just finger tighten that one in. And after that, we have to go back up top to start filling the transmission up. Alright, it seems that we got about 4 liters, 4 quarts, or whatever it is. It's a 7-quart or 8-quart pan, so about halfway. So we'll put 4 liters back in to start and see what happens. And we got the funnel set up. Now this does take ATF6 or equivalent. So we're gonna pour, I don't know, about 4 liters back in. We'll see what happens. Alright, it's in a 5-liter bottle, so we'll pour 4 liters in. This color is red. check it. That was about 2 liters in. About a ½ liter more to go. Alright, so we got 4 liters in. We're going to go ahead and take the funnel out and put the fill plug back in. We're not going to tighten it all the way down yet because we have to get a scanner hooked up to it to monitor the temperature of the transmission. We got the air box just plugged back in and set up. It's not tight or anything. It's just sitting there. I have to go inside and monitor the transmission fluid because the motor has to be started. We got our scanner hooked up. This is an excellent scanner. We did a review on it a while back. Click the link above to see it, but if you got a BMW, this thing helps a lot. As you see there, we got the oil temperatures for the transmission. We want to get around 50 degrees Celsius. So we're going to start the engine and just push it through all the gears and sit here and wait till it gets to about 45. Then go down below, open up that little tiny center bolt, let it drizzle out, and at about 51, 52 C, close it up and you're done. Alright, it starts to move up pretty quick, so within 5 to 10 minutes this trans will be at temperature. We're going to start getting down below and monitoring this. Alright, we're approaching 50 Celsius right now. Actually, we've hit 50 Celsius, so we have to open up this little valve, or this bolt here, and let it drain out. And if it doesn't drain, we're going to have to add more in. So you're supposed to just let that drain until it comes out to a trickle, is what it's supposed to be. Once we hit 52 C, we're going to shut it off and let it be. Still 5150. Alright, we're going to cap it, and that's where we're going to run it for now. We'll probably do 2 cycles of this. We're on our second drain now, and as you can see, it is much clearer. We're just going to let this go down to a trickle, to about 55 or so degrees there. I know you can't see it, it's hard, but we got the temperature up there. And we'll just let it drain out to a trickle. Alright, we buttoned it all up. Depending on how your transmission fluid looks, you might want to do it again in about a week, a couple 100 miles. That's what we're going to do. We're going to run it real quick, test it out, and then change it out one more time to make sure we get everything out. But it's really simple, really easy. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.